We are live. Welcome to Coffee with Craner. I'm your host, Lyndon Crane, and today I'm here with David Burman from Mr. HQ Group. Owns a number of companies and was also named Entrepreneur of the Year for the Windsor-Essex Regional Chamber of Commerce. That's an accomplishment I imagine you were very proud of.
Thank you. Yes, it was quite an exciting night for sure.
And I mentioned Mr. HQ Group. This company was founded, 2012?
So I purchased my first business, actually, Mr. Made in 2011 when I was 21 years old. So, and then later for Mr. HQ Group, after we were able to develop a couple new companies that fall under our window of group of businesses.
And now there's a number of group of businesses. There's Mr. Style,
Yes.
Mr. Made,
Yes.
Mr. Care,
Yes.
and there's HQ Properties.
HQ Properties, that's correct, yes.
Am I missing any others?
You're
probably working on some things.
We're working on a couple things. We did actually just incorporate and fully launch Mr. Style South, which is in Southwestern Florida. So we are fully incorporated and licensed to operate our design firm in Southwestern Florida and all of US. We are located in Southwestern Florida, but more to come.
What was the process like to get?
So it's a little bit easier because I am American. I was born in Michigan and I've lived here since '95, but my roots stay strong in the US, specifically in Florida. I spent most of my free time with my grandma in Miami and family in Southwestern Florida. So for me, it was not too challenging. However, we'll see what the accountant says once we do our tax implications first year of business. But no, it was fantastic. It was very easy. I feel very blessed that I'm American and Canadian, obviously. It was a lot easier than the normal Canadians who try to, grow their business in the US. It's very challenging.
Yes, I can imagine. And there were some things that took place recently in Florida that has caused your business to grow quite a bit.
So we actually have started staging a little bit of a design, but predominantly actually design in 2021. And then the hurricane that happened last fall, 2022, really created a domino effect for us. So my home was destroyed. I mean, other than the exterior walls, my home was absolutely destroyed.
Wow.
So was my neighbors and 62 houses surrounding me. But because I'm so close to the beach, every single community also experienced that much of distress and overall need for rehabilitation. So I had a lot of really good contacts and some great relationships that really just soared us into a full service design firm in Southwestern Florida. So we started with 1 or 2 properties like the first initial week. And I pretty much spent the upwards of fall into early spring there, rehabbing my personal home, a few of my neighbors' homes. And, towards the end of the year, we were actually doing half a street in Naples, Florida. So it really kind of expelled us into a full service design firm. We had some existing projects that had a little bit of damage that we were able to kind of remediate and expand the portfolio of those projects. But Naples is amazing. Southwestern Florida is amazing. A lot of Windsorites, a lot of Windsor-Essex residents have strong roots, and it is also their second home. So we found a lot of experience with a lot of Canadians who are from Windsor-Essex, who that is where they call their second home. So we've also been able to draw a lot of business from existing clients in Windsor-Essex to their second homes. And the journey has just begun. We're really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. And we'll say this for the last question or ask, what's next really for your company. But first I want to start with, how did it start?
Yeah. So I have a really fun journey. So I actually graduated from Brennan High School, did 2 years at Riverside, 2 years at Brennan. I'm a 2-time graduate of St. Clair College. I interned for Walt Disney World, which was truly remarkable. During my time, I learned absolutely world-class experiences, but I also learned that I don't want to work for anyone but myself. Disney is truly one of the top leaders in customer service and hospitality. But I learned that truly I wanted to be able to define my life, define my roles, define every single component of my life. At that same time, I was able to take a leave of absence from Costco Canada. I was working for our local Costco, and they are fantastic. I began really a strong leadership journey there as well. So while I was studying with St. Clair, kind of circle back, I had a 10-year at Costco. They gave me a leave of absence, which was pretty much unlike Costco, to go to Disney. So when I returned, I was a little bit disheveled, thinking, I love Disney, I love Costco, two great leaders in what they do. But at the same time, I'm not made to work for someone. So with the grace of Costco, I was able to explore a few really unique roles. They promoted me to administration, where I basically managed their book of business. So I handled receivables, payables, multiple lines of expenses, department finances. It was really, truly something at 21 years old that I didn't imagine I would be able to do. Helps that I'm Jewish, just saying. We're really good with our money. I'm sure you've heard. But between my experiences at Costco and Disney, I really just saw a passion for entrepreneurship. And one of my coworkers at Costco was moving on to head office in Ottawa for Costco, and they had appointed me the opportunity to buy their cleaning company, Mr. Made. It was a very, very small book of business. They actually overestimated the revenue. But it was really cool that I had the opportunity to buy it and then go to a lot of their clients who were really not totally satisfied with the services. And I said, give me the opportunity. Perfect example, Bob Pedler Real Estate. Bob just passed away at 94 years old, rest his soul. Greg Pedler, his son, and who is the general manager and a friend of ours, I gave him, a scenario where I said, Greg, just give me this opportunity to work with us and let me prove you that I am the guy for you. And to this day, 2001, we're in 2023. They're still a close client of ours and friends. And the business grew and expanded. And while I was continuing to grow at Costco and kind of double and both roles, I did get a promotion at Costco. But then as that promotion came as a supervisor, I noticed, I got to take a leap of faith and figure out what I was doing. While I was managing my role at Costco and growing my cleaning company, I was in charge of all of their community relations. So working with United Way, working with Heart and Stroke Foundation, working with all these nonprofits, I started to see myself stretching a little too thin. And I took the leap of faith. At 25, I quit my management job with Costco. No benefits, no pension, walked away. And in 1 year, we doubled our business, which is really exciting. And since then, we're well over a decade in business. And as you see, we have a lot of new companies that have joined under the Mr. HQ group, and we're on our way.
So that's where the Mr. came from.
Yeah. So Mr. Made was our first company, and they called it Mr. And it resonated as a male cleaner. I'm very good at cleaning. And we just loved the catchiness of it. When we started cleaning, people were like, a male cleaning? Am I going to get all male cleaners? And I did all the training, I did all the hiring, and we built a really strong brand, as I'm sure many can see on our social media.
And at that time, did you know you wanted to get into interior design and staging?
So it's actually funny. My first job when I was 13, I lied. Really sorry. I lied to my good friend Jody Mason, who owns Urban Home. I mean, it was a soft lie, but I said that I was 15. I was 13, and she had just started out interior designing, and she had a small place on Kildare. And she was just kind of like, we are bursting at the seams. She was everywhere. And so I basically managed her showroom, and she'd come back and it would be transformed. And she would be like, holy shit, pardon my French, you turned this bathroom that was a dump into like something fantastic. And so at 13, I really ignited my passion. As a young kid, I always loved design. I mean, I'd flip my bedroom, my dining room. My parents would go away.
Everything comes back.
Exactly. And that's true. And you'll see that a lot of really cool designers. They're like, at 4 or 5 or 6, I was like redoing my playroom. It's true. I think I was born with a really true passion for design. My grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, they were beyond beyond their time. And they had super unique eclectic tastes, but a lot of their pieces we still have within my collection. I still stage with some of their items. I still collect a lot of the pieces within, whether it's a staging piece or it's something that I've reupholstered. But I was born kind of into a family of design and style. My mom, ever since I knew, she always cared about the quality and cleanliness and just style of her home. We had custom upholstery and draperies that all matched. My mom was doing flower arrangements weekly. So I was always raised to have that kind of standard of like fresh flowers and greens are always updating your quality of life and your drapes and your, little.
So you really picked it up from the way you were
raised.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, Jody was able to help really foster it. And I saw it in a more modern, current flair with Jody. And then after cleaning and seeing a lot of, homes that were pre-listing experiences, I saw the need to kind of get back into it, which is where I actually started my staging journey with Paul Germany's. Before Paul, I had a few clients who actually were friends or family members who are real estate agents. And they said, David, like, we know you got a good eye. Can you come in here and kind of spice this up, get it ready for listing? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So my first stage actually was on Elm Grove, which is one of Windsor-Essex most prestigious streets. And the house was absolutely spectacular, but it was all white, bland, builder grade. And that was one of my first stages. And then my first paying stage was thankfully through Paul Germany's, who I proudly can say I work with, almost every day. So him and his team have been a dream to work with. He was actually on the cover of the Drive magazine this month and mentioned us, of course. But he's a good friend. I call him my brother in business. So staging kind of evolved naturally, and so have most of my businesses through a need that I've seen in the community. So staging, again, Paul, I remember I was in Freeds and his assistant at the time called and said, hey, Paul Germany's would like you to do a pre-listing clean. And I was like, Paul Germany's, the guy on the
billboard inside of Freeds on the wall.
Before then, he was just on the park bench. Okay. We want to make sure, keep his ego down. But before he was on a park bench, I thought it was so cool. I was like, not Paul Germany's. And then I went in there and I said, Paul, let me just stage this house for you. I took it all from my house on Monmouth, and that's history. We revolutionized staging in Windsor-Essex. Paul was the first agent, I think, to pay for professional photos, and then also pay for staging and front the cost of the staging. And then, Windsor's very complimentary, we'll call it. You see Paul do it, then other people do it.
Other people start,
We were the first ones essentially to stage, and then you see them trickle, up to last year. I think there's like close to a dozen new staging companies, which for me is great. I think it's key to have, I don't want to say competitors, but, industry colleagues. Unfortunately, with, seasonal changes, the market changes, with things that happen in the community in the sense of like price drops, it's hard to maintain. Even I think as realtors, it's hard for realtors to maintain relationships because everyone's kind of fighting for the same business. But it's been a great journey.
Like on that, and just being in the mortgage business, we see the fluctuations in the purchase prices of home. So if prices drop, do you find staging drops as well because there's not enough?
So staging will be successful whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. No matter what, the home needs to sell for the most price. Or it needs to show its best to show the value of the home. When it's a seller's market, it's a no-brainer. They want to drive up the revenue so that they can make the biggest profit. When it's a buyer's market, you want to show the best product because there's such an influx of properties in the market, right? So it's no matter what, staging is always so important for real estate agents. It's hard for older agents because they're not used to it, but for a lot of young agents, you'll see that they stage probably most of their houses.
You believe it makes or breaks sometimes the sale of a property?
It's a no-brainer. It's absolutely a no-brainer. It is proven. We've generated at least $30,000 to like $100,000 in increased sale prices because of staging. Obviously, case by case scenario, but it is a proven fact, and anyone can quiz me, call me, whatever you want. I can prove it all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I won't be testing.
I'm up
your
to a
knowledge.
challenge.
Oh, I see that. I just going back a little bit.
Yeah.
There's multiple companies that you're running.
Yes.
How do you manage all of this?
So I have a great team of managers. I have a great support system. Samantha, who's actually still working behind, she's kind of hiding in the back corner. She started as my assistant. She quit med school. And if you were at the Business Excellence Awards, you would have heard my rant about Samantha. So she was actually getting into pre-med. And she just came in to support Mr. Made and the starting of Mr. Style. But Samantha, Jessica Santos, who is my manager of Mr. Made, she's actually one of my longest standing employees of Mr. Made. My dad, who's retired, he is now my CFO. I have really great people. Joe, who's in the back, he's our marketing director. In order to truly succeed, and I say this about the community, but it also includes the business, you got to have a team that supports you. So I have a great team. The leadership team here is incredible. They treat it like it's their own business, especially now being back and forth between the Windsor and US border and being in Florida. And now we're in many different states. We're working in New Hampshire. We're doing a project in New York. We are in multiple cities in Florida, a couple projects in Michigan. We're really, really reliable on the support system. Again, each company has a great team. And each company has support from, the team members. So our design team, world class, Sophia, Kelly, and Alyssa, they are all designers, and they are constantly managing teams and projects that are all over North America. So right now we have 50 open projects between Windsor, Essex, Toronto, and the US.
Holy smokes. Things are just taking off for you.
They are, yeah. And same with design. So design, and I kind of said, like, each business organically grows. So we started with staging, and I always had a passion for design. But, there's a lot of haters out there who say, well, you can't be a designer because you didn't go to school for it. I said, you're right. I didn't go to school for it, but I have an eye for design, and I know what I like, and I truly know how to provide customer service. I know a vision, and I can implement an idea into a final result. And we use the support of educated designers. Sam's not a designer. She manages multiple projects at a time. Same with Mr. Care. We were doing cleaning services, and I had PSWs who came here because they loved working for us. So we developed a small in-house home healthcare service where we support individuals through accident benefits. We direct bill insurance companies. We support private care through palliative care. And it was, again, they were here, they were overqualified cleaners, and they had a passion and a duty to serve those in the healthcare industry. And that's how Mr. Care happened. Same with HQ Properties. We were, between properties that I personally owned, family members owned, or design clients owned, they said, we had a client who said, hey, you guys did such a great job transforming my cottage. I'm never going to go. Do you want to manage it? And that kind of transpired between projects in Naples that we've, been able to manage. Our book of business with HQ Properties is vastly getting differentiated in the sense of like different styles, whether it's a beach house, a farmhouse, but then also the cities. We are opening 3 new projects in Naples that will all be variable styles. We got a couple, close the door condos. We got a couple really large scale estates. There's some really unique properties coming to our HQ Properties.
And you wouldn't change your career path at all. You were loving this.
I mean, it was really funny, and we joke. I had to get a lot of permits in Florida, and I was like, I really do love I do love a corporate. I always had that corporate itch, and it's a joke. A couple of my longtime friends from Costco, I still dream that I work at Costco.
For the what is it, $1.99 hot
dogs?
$1.59. $1.59 hot dogs.
I'd love a hot dog, but we're building a corporate culture here that is really unique, and people are like, wow, this is like, we joke it's Google, the Jewish Google, but no, it's a unique workplace here. People love being able to like sit and on a sofa and just kind of debrief and go over projects. I wouldn't change anything for the world. but I love to do a million other things, but I don't want to stretch myself too thin. I joked with my friend who's a manager at Costco. I said, I could work 1 day a week at Costco. I do love it.
Yeah.
But no, like there's nowhere I want to be but here.
And this leads me to my next question. What's coming up for you and your business? Where I know you're expanding into Florida. There's a lot of development there.
Yeah.
If you could have a crystal ball 10 years from now, what do you want to be doing?
So one thing we're really focusing on is dialing in our services and the quality of our services and just overall flow. Your organizational leadership is something I excel in, and something that you constantly need to be adapting in and just constantly working on. So here in Windsor, Ontario, we're in the process of revamping our studio, even though we just redid it.
Great spot.
We redid it not even a year ago, and we're also.
You want to redo it again?
Well, I've been in this building for 4 years. This is my 5th reception desk, and you'll see in a couple of weeks the revamp. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're changing up some lighting in here, and
it looks amazing already.
Thank you. Wait until you see it. It's going to be it's going to be undeniable. So right now we're in the process of doing some changes in here. We have a studio upstairs that we are expanding our offices. We do a lot of fun stuff here, but we have some growth in this Windsor-Essex building. We are in the process, and I can't say too much, but we're in the process of possibly opening a store in Naples, Florida.
Wow.
We're just in negotiations right now. If it's going to happen, it's going to be one of the greatest things you'll ever see. Shout out to my design team. They have created renders that are drool worthy. And our goal is truly just to expand on our services, provide the most seamless, the most incredible service to each and every business.
Yeah.
You know, if someone wants to offer us a TV show, we won't say no. We got to.
You'd be fantastic on a
I
TV
appreciate
show.
that. If you knew the
HGTV, where are you at?
HGTV might be a little too. I mean, I won't say no, but
okay, what show? What is it?
I'd say
like Vogue. Is that a
I'd
show?
say like Bravo probably is the only one that we could get away with. I mean, HGTV, don't get wrong. If you want to call us, we're open to it. But we joke we're like episode 333 or like 445. The stuff that happens to us is absolutely.
It would just be awesome.
Perfect example. Someone set our trailer on fire last week, and it took like 4 hours for someone to realize. And
was there anything inside?
There was like recyclables and stuff like that. But again, it's just like, you know, my friend who's a firefighter said, hey, like your trailer's on fire. And I'm like, oh, great. Be right there. And just like another day in the life of me. And some of the things that happen, you just won't know. I mean, unfortunately, that is a sad occurrence. But some stuff's great. Sometimes stuff isn't so great. And that's kind of the truth of like running 4 to 5 businesses, is that not everything is chopped pillows and beads. You know, some days are really tough. You know, people think, even when I'm in Florida, like, this guy must be on vacation every other week. It's like, no,
you're doing business there. You know what I mean?
And that's a misconception. And that's something that's hard, but also important to communicate to our clients, is like, hey, I'm not on vacation. We're growing our business, and different streams of revenue are important in stable economies. You know, you always want, and I tell my staff, I tell my friends, you always want to have a couple forms of revenue, whether it's a rental, whether it is a TSFA, whatever it is, you want to have a few streams of revenue to ensure that you can survive these, you know, changes in our community and our economy. And in 10 years, hopefully, you know, who knows? TV show, private jet that will give you the ultimate experience. I'm just kidding. Private jet that'll give me the ultimate experience.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? I'm actually simplifying, you know, my life, and that's kind of my goal right now, is to prioritize. And something that most people should do is prioritize yourself. That's kind of my goal right now. Health, mental health. And if you're happy, you're healthy, everything else will come.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome.
Thank
I could talk to David for hours, because you're very, very impressive and inspiring to see. You've grown your business, especially being very young as well.
Not as young as this guy. Future Windsor-Essex mayor. Yeah.
But you started 10 years ago, right? Like, you would have been my age or a bit younger.
Almost 15 years, I hate to say, but I won't tell you my age.
Okay, guess in the comments.
Yes, exactly.
But no, seriously, thank you to those watching. Catch the
Yes.
full episode on coffeewithcrainer.com. Really appreciate you being here. And if you're looking for the next design revamp of your home, or you want staging done, in-house cleaning services, palliative care, this is your guy to go see.
Whatever you need, we can find it for you.
Awesome.
Take
Thanks,
care.
David, and
Thank
thanks
you
everyone.
so much.